Bengal, the land of rivers and riches, has witnessed the rise and fall of empires. Among them, one man would forever change the course of its history: Bakhtiyar Khilji, the Muslim conqueror who laid the foundation of Islamic rule in Bengal. Bakhtiyar Khilji, a Turkic-Afghan warrior, arrived in India in the late 12th century. After serving briefly in the army of Qutb-ud-Din Aibak, the first Sultan of Delhi, Khilji turned his attention eastward, toward the rich and prosperous region of Bengal. At the time, Bengal was ruled by the Sena dynasty, a Hindu kingdom whose power was waning. Sensing an opportunity, Khilji began his campaigns with small raids in Bihar before setting his sights on Bengal. In 1203, Bakhtiyar Khilji launched his most audacious campaign, an attack on the capital city of Nadia, ruled by the Sena king, Lakshmana Sena. With only a few hundred horsemen, Khilji used the element of surprise to breach the gates of the city. The city was caught off guard. Lakshmana Sena, stunned by the speed of the assault, fled to the eastern part of Bengal, leaving Khilji in control of Nadia. With this swift victory, the Muslim rule in Bengal was established, marking a turning point in the region's history. After seizing power, Bakhtiyar Khilji moved quickly to consolidate his rule. Though he was a conqueror, Khilji understood the importance of administration. His reign saw the introduction of Islamic governance in Bengal, a system based on the principles of the Delhi Sultanate. Khilji implemented the Islamic judicial system, appointing Qadist judges to oversee legal matters based on Islamic law. He also reformed the taxation system, ensuring that wealth flowed back to his court and the Sultanate in Delhi. Bakhtiyar Khilji's rule also led to the spread of Islamic culture and religion in Bengal. Mosques and madrasas were built, and scholars were invited to teach the principles of Islam. Despite the challenges of ruling a predominantly Hindu and Buddhist region, Khilji maintained a relatively stable rule. Following his conquest of Bengal, Khilji sought to expand his dominion further. In 1206, he launched a bold expedition into Tibet, aiming to capture its wealth and resources. But the campaign turned into a disaster. The harsh terrain and resistance from the Tibetan forces crippled Khilji's army. Many soldiers perished, and Khilji himself returned to Bengal, weakened and ill. Upon his return, Khilji's grip on power weakened. His officers, sensing his vulnerability, began plotting against him. Ultimately, Bakhtiyar Khilji was assassinated by his own men, marking a tragic end to his once dominant rule. Bakhtiyar Khilji's rule, though brief, left a lasting impact on Bengal. His conquest paved the way for centuries of Muslim rule, influencing the region's architecture, culture, and religious landscape. The spread of Islamic culture and governance, initiated by Khilji, continued to shape Bengal's identity for generations. Despite his controversial actions, Khilji's legacy as a conqueror and ruler is etched into the history of Bengal. Bakhtiyar Khilji's story is one of ambition, conquest, and tragedy. His brief but transformative rule changed the course of Bengal's history, setting the stage for the emergence of the Bengal Sultanate and the region's complex Islamic identity.